It's interesting how my horsemanship journey kind of parallels the farriery stuff, and I think it's not a coincidence, but I saw a lot of that other stuff, and it was kind of like, well, I don't know that it has to be that way. And it was the same thing with training. You know, it's like I remember myself like putting, serrated bike chains in horses' mouths, and I remember someone teaching me how to work on my stop, and it was literally a breast collar with thumbtacks in it.
Ooh,
you know, and it's like, and I think back to that now, and it's like, I'm so ashamed of it, but I guess I say that because it's not like, oh yeah, I came into it and I had a different view. It was the same thing with the farriery. You learn like, oh, that horse is being a dick, like, don't let him do that to you. And it's like, I don't know what clicked. I mean, I met some people and that made a big difference, but I think very rarely is a horse just being a dick to be a dick. And I think that gets missed in a lot of aspects, but I think that never really quite set well with me. Same thing with some of the training principles. It's like you have people that you look up to and you value their opinion, and they tell you things like that, and you're like, well, I guess this is just how you do it, and he's been doing it for 30 years. It's like, who am I to disagree? And unfortunately with a lot of that stuff is it works, and that's a whole nother conversation. But I think I was subconsciously maybe looking for it because I was seeing a lot of things not working anymore. It's like somebody told me a while back that it's really easy to get a horse, generally speaking, to do what you want him to do by making him scared of you. But eventually he's going to find something that's scarier than you are, and then you're fucked. And I think that I was kind of seeing that point come to a head, and then you're kind of stuck. And
you're under a horse at that point.
Well, right, and you're under a horse, or you're on a horse, or whatever, right? And then you're in a fight, and it's, we know who wins that fight. Plus I think that, it was that whole thing that unfortunately I think a lot of people are stuck in, is you feel something's not quite right, and you're like, man, I don't know about this.
Yeah, and it's really easy to just be busy doing that thing around these people that are supposedly successful and just keep doing it and don't spend time thinking about it. Because I think, like for me, with the things I did that I would say are so horrible now and I regret doing kind of a thing, there's an inkling of knowing it's not right at the time.
Sure.
But I didn't spend enough time thinking about it. If I had kept thinking about it, it probably would have, a change would have happened sooner, but I just didn't. It's just easy to like gloss on over and be busy and do the thing, and everybody's doing it and you're doing it too.
Yeah. And like you said, it's easy to...
Especially if there's no alternative. Yeah, there's no alternative to join up with, so you just forget about it a little bit.
I was joking with my wife, and I'm like, I remember having a little 14-1 quarter horse, and I'm 6'3", so, that's always a funny sight. But I remember ending up in the ER because he wasn't doing what I was asking, and he's this little quarter horse, and I just had to drive a spur into his shoulder, and he sent me into a steel pipe fence. But I remember being in the ER and being like, maybe that wasn't the best choice. And it kind of sticks in my mind because I think it was one of the first times that I wasn't like, damn horse, it's the horse's fault. It was like one of the first instances where I was able, I don't know, maybe it knocked the screw loose, but it was an instance that I can remember having a little bit of humility, I guess, and being like, man, that wasn't fair, what I was asking of him. And I, deserved that, essentially.